What is up, YouTube? I'm Stealth Movement and welcome to my channel. Thanks for actually clicking on the video and I hope that you stick all the way through. So today I'm going to be playing hardcore Minecraft, and if you don't know what that is, if you die, the world's lost. All you can do is spectate it. You can just go through your world, see what you've built and all that. So the goal is to survive as long as you can. And I at least want to go over 1,000 days. So I hope that you guys stick with me through the journey, and yeah, let's go. Alright, so what does everybody do when they start up a world? They punch wood. That's kind of a given. You have to get your stone. You have to get your wooden tools. You just have to. It's kind of a given. And I want to apologize in advance because I did have to do this video in a voiceover. I couldn't get my mic settings correct. They just didn't sound right. And I am new to this. Like, it's just gonna take me some time, so you guys kind of have to bear with me within the first couple videos. And please give me input if it's too soft or too quiet or too loud, or some things that you may know of that can genuinely improve the videos that I'm putting out for your guys' entertainment. So I walked up a couple hundred blocks and saw absolutely nothing. It was just garbage, just water. So I'm going to have to be doing a lot of traveling before I actually end up finding an area for my base, which kind of stinks, but in the long run, it's worth it. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the area that I did pick out. So I have to go ahead and get my stone tools now because I'm going to have to make a big boating journey. And I'm going to mine this coal because I have to have fuel for when I need to cook food, because I'm going to have to be eating, and I'm going to have to be eating a lot, because I will tell you guys I had to run a lot and boat a lot to find the area that is just perfect. So after mining all that coal and getting my stone tools, I decided to start my boating journey because I knew I was going to have to be doing a lot of it. So going up a few 500 blocks, literally nothing other than just another forest. Don't get me wrong, it's a dark oak forest. It's a little bit cooler, but still not that awesome. And I have to go ahead and get some food. Have to collect it. Already down to 3 hunger bars, and I've not even made it 1,000 blocks yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and smelt all that and sleep through my first night. So I'm sleeping through the first night, and right now officially makes us past the first day of the hardcore world. And I want to reach day 1,000 very bad, and possibly more if you guys actually enjoy. As you can tell, I'm pretty excited. Let alone, I come from Bedrock, so I've never actually been able to pick up mob heads. That was never a thing, to be able to pick up the mob's heads. And that's just amazing to me to be able to do that in Java, because I've not even had a PC for a year. So it's just so exciting to finally be playing Java. And I ran across this perfect mountain that I thought was just gonna be my base, but I can't do it because of the grass. The grass is brown. I like the greenery. I don't want a brown savanna type base looking ordeal. I don't like that look. Just like this village. The orange, the reds, I've never been into that. I've never actually built with any of those colors or anything like that and made a significantly big build from anything like that ever in my entire Minecraft career, actually. And I haven't found anything in this village. It was a ton of junk other than all these hay bales just so I can have wheat for food, because that's about the only thing that was worth it other than this library. And let me tell you, I don't think I've ever found so many bookshelves in a village before, ever. Like, this is actually insane to me. I think the most I've ever found was like 6 or 7, maybe. But again, maybe that's just because I'm a Bedrock player. I don't really know for sure. There's still some things I don't know the differences of Java and Bedrock, but I'm trying to figure it out, and I think I've got most of it down. After looting the village, I went ahead and went for the death jump right here. I really did. because I had to go boating anyway. After about another 1,000 blocks of boating, I finally ran into a plains biome, and I'm just gonna keep running until I find a desert temple less than 100 blocks away of actually getting in to that plains biome, which is actually kind of nuts. And I'm very excited to actually go in and get the loot from this thing. I'm really hoping that there's diamonds, and there's a sweeping edge book. But it made up for it with the next chest for the Protection 4 book. I mean, that's a pretty good book for a hardcore world. Protection 4 is kind of necessary. If you haven't played hardcore, you really don't understand, because it's a pain. The mobs do so much damage. So much damage. So I had to grab that saddle and that iron horse armor as well and just keep running, because I still haven't found anything. And I found that village. I did. And I'm gonna save you guys a little bit of time from watching, because let me tell you, there was nothing in there. So I went ahead and went over to the jungle just to see if I could get a little bit different scenery. Nope. I've ran through plains. I've ran through jungle now. I've slept in the jungle now. And I still haven't found anything. Oh, would you look at that? Another plains. Except for the fact that I did find what I thought was going to be potential base area, but it's not. It just wasn't. And you'll see why. It's because of the pillagers. The pillagers ruined this area for me. And I still kind of wish that I could have built in this area, because it was just so flat and a very, very good area to build in. It was just perfect. The mountain was huge. As you can tell, after I finally defeat those guys, I was able to get up here and take a look at everything, and that was just perfect for what I wanted to be doing in this series. But the pillagers would have just kept spawning just like this. Less than a minute of me being up there, there's already 4 of them on the ground shooting me. And I did get a little scared, because I got down to 4 hearts and I got a little too close for comfort there. I was a little too nervous. So I decided to go ahead and run off about like 300 blocks is what I think. 300 blocks, something like that. Just to see if I could find some different scenery. But actually, I ran across my trusted steed, Derby. He is my companion, and we're just going to ride off into the sunset together. Just kidding. I took him back for war. Come on. I'm not a little girl, all right? I wanted to go back in for blood, but I don't have iron armor, so I decided to go ahead and just run off. So I guess I am the little girl in this situation, because it was just too much for me to handle. But I'm kind of glad I did, because less than 1,000 blocks, I found my base. This right here is where I'm going to be building for hopefully 1,000 days. However long that takes me in episodes, I'm not really sure. We'll find out. So I went ahead and went in the boat just to give you guys kind of the overview of these 2 mountains, because I'm gonna end up connecting these 2, but I don't really want to spoil it for you guys. I want you guys to be watching and seeing what I'm going to be building, but I know what I'm going to be building there, and I think it's going to be amazing, especially when I get the bridge connected and some growth hanging off of it, like leaves and greenery. It's just going to look so much better, and I'm truthfully so excited for that. But I did have to go ahead and start a resource collection. I had to, because I had to start building my base, had to start building a starter home, and let alone I needed to get iron tools, diamonds for diamond tools, and iron armor, especially since I'm playing hardcore. I had to go ahead and get it. I had to. It was just a necessity. So I want to explain to you guys kind of a little bit of what I want to be in the next year. If you haven't seen Hermitcraft, you should really check it out. It's a bunch of great Minecraft YouTubers that build amazing things. And I would love to be a part of that. Just a community that plays a game that I love playing, that I've been playing for years now. And I think it would be awesome to actually become a part of that community. And also, I really just hope to grow with you guys as a fan base and grow as a family and see where my channel goes within the next year. And I really hope that it grows pretty well. Like, I hope to have a couple thousand subscribers and just continue doing what I love to do. And especially, I love... Alright, so the time lapse is done, and I got the bone structure for my starter base done. And before you go stealth, that looks like absolute garbage. I know it does. I'm even okay to admit it. But it's all about texturing, and I wanted to kind of just show you guys what texturing can really do to a build if you don't already know. A lot of you guys probably already do. But if you don't know, it can make your build look so much better so quickly. And I had to put this in the video because I'm not gonna lie, I almost did die here. It was way too close of a call. I mean, I was honestly peeing my pants just a little bit right there, because this is very important. Light up your builds. I did not do that. And I'm already down to 2 hearts. And even better, let's make it a 1.5 hearts. Just because of the fact that I did not light up my builds. Please don't do what I did, because your hardcore world will get ended so fast. But before I got hit with all those mobs, I started to bring down that deep slate. Instead of being 4 blocks, I brought it down to 3, because it made the actual house structure itself look so much bigger and so much more full. And that's exactly what I wanted. It looked too clunky with the 3 blocks of deep slate down there. Now, texturing, it's all about just adding different tones into your blocks, such as that lighter tone right there against the deep slate makes it pop out to your eye and makes it look so much better compared to that right there. Now, obviously, I have to go ahead and do this for you guys, just so you guys can see and get a glimpse of what one full wall looks like, and the difference that it can make compared to just one solid color. Because look at that, like, that genuinely just looks more appealing to your eye, and having that color difference, it makes the build pop out at you whenever you look at it. And especially adding little things just like this, making this a whole front deck, makes the build look more full. And if you guys don't already do this, really experiment with it, because I'm not gonna lie, I really don't do it that much either. But since I'm gonna be making content, I want to be showing you guys what I enjoy building, and I also want to be giving tips and pointers, and I want you guys to be giving tips and pointers back to me as well. Because it makes everything go more smooth, and to have different ideas flowing through multiple different people is just so much better. And that's why I love Hermitcraft. And if, like I said, if you haven't checked them out, you really need to, because it's the fact of so many people collaborating on one thing. Just like this, like, I'm by myself and I thought trapdoors was going to be a great idea, and no, that looks like garbage. So I decided to go with the planks, because this trapdoors did not look that good. And again, experimenting just like I did with the trapdoors, I decided to experiment with some glass, and let's just say it did not turn out that good. That doesn't look that good either. So I decided to just go with the entire square and add some shutters around it, because it makes that window pop out at you. And if you make your builds look kind of realistic in a way, it makes it look better. At least houses, because there are some parts in Minecraft where you want to build magical or futuristic or not make it look realistic, and that's great, because that's what Minecraft's all about: creativity and building stuff that you really enjoy. And I'm just saying that if you're building a house, making it look like a house that you would see in the real world makes it look better in the game. Just like adding some stuff underneath the windows, like how people have the plant pots that sit underneath their windows or stuff like that. Doing that right there makes it look more full and makes it look more colorful and add some different tones throughout the build to make it look so much more appealing rather than the bone structure that you guys saw right at the beginning. And obviously the roof is straight cobblestone, so adding the different tones of blocks is going to make such a huge difference. And instead of doing just one straight colored roof, do something just like this. Adding the different colors, like I've said over and over again already, makes it pop. Even adding the mossy stone, which I've never really used that much in builds until I've been messing around with this roof, because I'm trying to put out builds that look good to you guys and also look good to me, because there's no point in me coming in here and making a trash looking build and expecting you guys to really continue watching, let alone me not giving you tips and me just going, oh, here's this, here's this, here's this, and here's that. It's better for me to give some pointers, and maybe you guys don't know these things and maybe you do, but moss is so underrated. I know a lot of people that I play with, they don't like the block. But if you use it properly, just like diorite's not that likable of a block. But if you use it properly, it is so much better for your builds. Like, it looks good. And it's all about just playing around with it, adding some of this grass into it, adding some flowers, adding those shrubs that I did. It just makes it look more way better. And even better, add a campfire, add something around the outside of your house, such as a farm or a big plant thing or some custom trees, even better. And it's just going to make your builds exponentially grow in looks right off the bat. And doing this with the sides of your house can gratefully make it look way better, because let's get it straight here. You got to admit to me, that looks so much better than the straight spruce wood. At least I think so. Again, everybody has their different opinions. That's what Minecraft's all about. But just giving people different opinions and giving some input on certain things, just like this right here, that to me, it looks empty. So I went ahead and added a chimney. But I'm not going to lie, I think I might have used a little bit too much stone, and that right there is why I switched it to trapdoors. Adding that different color tone, and that's why I didn't use spruce wood either, because the trapdoors have that little metal bar across it that add that kind of like different look into it, and that's exactly what you want. If you use the same kind of thing over and over again, it doesn't look appealing. Just like this with the porch right here. Adding the color tone difference right here gratefully increases it. And I know I've already said this like 20 times now, but I mean, that is all you need to know to make something just stand out and make it look kind of different from other players' builds. Even adding oak into this, which at first I didn't think it was going to be that good. I was kind of scared, and then I placed it down and stripped it, and it actually looks pretty good. I really liked the look of it, so obviously I have to do it right here. And I'm not gonna lie, that looks so much better already. And looking at my base when it's done, I think that this actually turned out pretty well. Having all the different textures and the lanterns and everything in the campfire looks amazing. But let me tell you, the back, that's a different story. I really don't want to do this, but you already know I got to. And in a matter of a second, for you guys, it's done. But for me, this probably took an hour or so. But even adding a little bit more to the front, such as those flower pots, and changing some of those shrubs up front with some flowers in them, and putting Derby up there and the horse stall right there, it already looks better, and so does the back. It was definitely worth it, but I really wasn't looking forward to it. But now at least I get to go ahead and do the interior of the base, which interiors have always been kind of hard for me, and I feel like it's kind of hard for everybody else too. Most people just put a bed down and a couple chests and some smelters, furnaces, stuff like that, and I really wanted to go outside of my comfort zone and not do that. I wanted to actually kind of decorate, such as putting a fireplace in and doing more than just placing a bed on the ground. I mean, even putting your bed above like this right here, literally, it made such a difference. And I've only done this a couple times. I really haven't done it that often, and I think I'm definitely going to be putting this into more builds that I've done, because I think it looks really good. And instead of just putting smelters down, put some design behind it, or add all the different smelters in one, and it makes it look better. Like it grows, and it makes it look more full instead of just empty space. Would just be placing those 4 furnaces and it being nothing, but instead placing these trapdoors and the stairs kind of gives it that really cool vibe that I was really hoping for. And I was very excited to build this. I've never done anything like this with glass, but again, how I was talking about that magical thing, and it's okay to have that magical stuff. I think it looked amazing adding the raining purple glass. It makes it kind of look like magical, that the enchanting table's kind of putting out spells and stuff like that. I think it looks really neat, and I'm very happy on how this build turned out right here. I was very excited to actually get that done. And instead of just doing just a roof alone, add some beams, kind of just like some log cabins have. Log cabins have beams that go throughout them, and it makes it look cool and separates the ceiling from the ground itself. And instead of doing the logs, I used those fences, as you can tell. I didn't really show it that good, which I wish I would have. But I mean, adding those fences instead of the full log itself adds that different kind of block tone. And that furnace I've had misplaced, and I'm sorry if it was bugging you guys. If you saw it, it was off center to the wall, and I do fix it, and it looks way better. Oh, that's a relief already seeing it like that. And I know that probably a lot of you guys, and I'm even guilty of it myself, placing just chests kind of randomly, or just on the ground, or just on the wall, it doesn't really look right. And I want to go out of my comfort zone and actually put some designs into my build, because I normally don't do stuff like that. But adding this realistic chart of like having the chest on a shelf hanging from the ceiling makes it look kind of more realistic and gives it a cool design feature. And even instead of doing slabs, me adding stairs, making it look like it's mounted into the wall, makes it look way better. And I'm very excited on how all of this has kind of turned out, because I've never really done any kind of big designs like this. And adding the rugs and the sofa, it just looks so much more full. And all the lanterns, and I mean the furnace thing in my bed, again, this is all new to me, and I'm really happy on how it turned out, and I hope that you guys honestly enjoy. Now that the video is coming to an end, now it's time to explain the really big news, the thing that I'm mostly excited for. I want to grow as a family with you guys as my subscribers, and have you guys inside of my world with me. And what I mean by that is I want your builds to be in my world, and I want everyone to be able to see them every time I make a video. So I did clear out a little bit of trees back behind my base just so I can get a quick explanation of what I'm trying to go for here. But I want you guys to leave a comment on something that you want put inside of an 8x8 area. And I'm going to build it in just one long row and make a big grand hall down the back side of my base. I obviously went first just to give you guys that example. And that valley will just be called the journey, because this is going to be the journey of my YouTube channel and the growth of it and the growth of all of us as a big community. And I'm very excited to see what kind of builds you guys put into it. But that is it for the video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.